two other prominent public figures, and that is Jamie Foxx and uh, Mike Tyson. And little health update on Jamie Foxx. They're saying that he's still on the mend. This is according to TMZ. Still on the mend and getting round-the-clock treatment at the facility in Chicago while his family continues to stay by his side. And it says Fox's daughter, Corinne, and his close friend, Dave Brown, were among Jamie's visitors over the weekend because TMZ is staked out outside that hospital, and they are snapping pictures of everybody going in there. And it says they both looked serious and seemingly showed up to the facility for their time with Jamie. I don't know how much of an update that is, that he has people who care about him who actually have gone to see him. That's the update. What? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But the other update, and this is part, I honestly, I wouldn't even report it on that part had this not come up. So the other part is that they're saying Mike Tyson has weighed in on Jamie Foxx's family's decision to keep his medical complications private. And he said, I quote, "They don't want us to know." And they said that Tyson admits that he's unsure whether the rumor that Jamie Foxx suffered a stroke are true, admitting, "I have no idea what happened to him. He's not feeling well. They said a stroke." The heavyweight champion said on the PBD podcast. That's a tongue twister. PBD podcast. He noted, "Hey, listen, we can't anticipate our next breath. We don't know when we're going to pass away. After we leave, this bad stuff can happen." So the former boxer addressed the Fox's family secrecy over his medical condition. "If we don't know about it now, they don't want us to know," he said. "We're praying that Jamie continues to make a speedy recovery." Now, the part that people are really talking about is the fact that where in the interview, and I haven't watched it myself, so I don't know if some of you have, but I'm going off what I've been hearing in these streets, is that Mike Tyson said he had a stroke as if it was something he knew, and then tried to backtrack and said the rest about, "Hey, listen, we can't anticipate our next breath." After he said, "Oh, they said he had a stroke," meaning like, I've been talking to the family and they said that. They just don't want y'all to know. So yeah, he's backtracking and all of that. I don't know. There's definitely more to this. Whatever's done in the dark will come to light. I believe that eventually all this stuff will just be out in the open. But that's that on that. However, the other part where we get into this conspiracy part of this, according to Jason Lee, and I forgot to pull his picture up, but for those of you who know, Jason Lee, was it Hollywood Unlocked? With Hollywood Unlocked, he did his podcast, and I saw it yesterday. And in his podcast, and I have not seen it hidden any other place yet, but he was saying that Jamie Foxx was actually, he had got word through other people, or whatever. Jamie Foxx was actually being deposed for a criminal hearing in the weeks leading up to his stroke, and that there's some big, huge conspiracy with financial frauds and all this with one of his billionaire friends that Jamie is roped into. Not only Jamie, but Leonardo DiCaprio, and some other people, like some other famous people. And there's like photos with, Kimora Lee's husband is wrapped up in this too, her estranged husband, who's a banker. There's some fraudulent stuff that he was doing. They're saying that these people have stole hundreds of millions of dollars. And Jamie Foxx has talked about how he had this very wealthy friend. In interviews and stuff, he's been caught in photos with the guy. He was saying how he had gone to Australia to celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and then flew to America and then celebrated again. And he was talking about he was able to do that because of his rich friend flying him out and all these other things. And so they're saying that Elizabeth Hill is saying she heard Obama. Elizabeth, are you also referring to what I'm talking about? Like you heard Obama is wrapped up in this too? So I don't know. This is all new to me. I just heard it from Jason Lee on his podcast. I haven't had any time to do any research whatsoever, but I was like, I'm just mentioning it because I believe that if there's some truth to this, that it's going to take off in a major way. So what they are saying is one of two things are happening because this is supposed to. Okay, so Elizabeth Hill is saying, thanks for this info, that Obama, now this is new, I don't know this, Obama is also wrapped up in this conspiracy with this huge criminal case that is coming and people are being deposed, like these rich people and famous people who are all connected, investing and all of these other things. Jamie Foxx is one of those people. And so they're saying that either Jamie mysteriously gets sick right before he was deposed, if I'm not mistaken, or he was and had to go back or something. But he gets sick. This happens that we don't have a name for. And I'm thinking either possibly, you just never know. This is a lot of smoke and mirrors in this public space. Either this was a ploy, some people are speculating, could have been a ploy to keep him out of trouble, to get him out of having to be deposed, like to actually testify, whatever. Or it could have been the stress from it as well, with everything else he had going on. He filming a movie, whatever else he knows that could be the issue about to hit the fan. Maybe the stress could have caused, what potentially most people are saying is allegedly a stroke. So brain aneurysm or whatever. So yeah, there's that's all I have on that right now. But I was like, let me share it because it may hit the fan at some point in the very near future, because it's a brewing. Ongoing prayers, no matter what, ongoing prayers for Jamie Foxx. I'm hoping that if he had these health issues because of stress related to this, that he comes out on top. It says, and Jason Lee tried to take out the queen a full year before she passed, so I give him a side eye. Yes, and yes, definitely we know about that. What I will say is that besides that, it seems like everything else he said moving forward and before that were true to my knowledge. Off the top of my head, I don't know of any other scandals he's had. And mistakes can be made because what happened, I've done it over here, learning the hard way that you can't just take someone's statement at face value when they're a source. You got to then ask the right questions and do some other stuff too. And it could have been that they didn't do that, and they ran with the story to be the first one to get it out, and it ended up being totally untrue. Mine was somewhat untrue, but then was true by the time that I had to recant. In regards to what was that Terica Ellis situation. So y'all, it happens. So I give a little grace with it as long as it's not like Tasha K. Tasha K got like a whole line of stuff that's been, said. Michelle ain't letting Barack go nowhere. Well, if it's God forbid, I pray not Barack, because God knows that's the last thing we need on his legacy. So I'm hoping all these weeks and still no professional publicist hasn't released a professional statement. Yeah, that it's very strange that his daughter, because I don't know, was she his publicist before this? Was she announcing his movie deals and any other things about him prior to this? I didn't follow Jamie Foxx like that, so I don't know. So if she wasn't his publicist before, why is she now? Why? Yeah, I mean, he's rich enough that he definitely has a publicist. So that part is very still suspicious, to be honest. Hey, Kimyuka. I got a feeling Jamie will never be the same. It ain't looking so great. They said that so we know, as I showed y'all the last time we talked about it, I think that was in the last live stream, how he had to body double who they have finishing them, whatever takes they got to do for the movie to get it finished. the one with Cameron Diaz that he was filming when he got sick. And then also they said that he has some hosting engagements and stuff that Nick Cannon has took over for. And it was said that all of his, and I'm not sure how true this is, but it was in the media, the articles that I was reading, that all of his engagements for the rest of 2023 were canceled. So everything he had going on for 2023, I think that says a lot. That says a whole lot if they're canceling events all the way through. I can't stand that lace front wig. Stunt Queen Lee. Okay. Did I click on that? Okay. And then does he wear one of those toupee thingamajigs? I never paid attention on that level to know if it was or not. Jamie Lee. Show how old I am. Jamie doesn't seem like he wants the world to see him at his lowest. I think he'll speak when he's better. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I wouldn't be. Remember when, for those of you who, you know, my age range, when Luther Vandross had his stroke, and his stroke, you know, took him out to his career was over at that point. It took him a while to get on camera. I think the Oprah show was the first time he got on camera, and you know, his speech was slurred and all of that. I'm not sure that I would have even done that, being, you know, of the level that Luther was, but that took him a lot to do that. So hopefully Jamie's not in that level, but it ain't encouraging, to be honest. I'm still praying and hoping for the best because we don't know. Duana says, why haven't they investigated the emergency call he made saying someone was trying to off him? You know, I've been seeing little things here and there, like video titles of people saying that and little blimps, but I have not looked into that piece at all. So I don't know. I just have heard the rumor, but have no in-depth knowledge on when, how, what, why, none of that. As my grandma would say, something in the milk ain't clean. Right. Something in the milk definitely ain't clean with that.